when I look back at what I thought was true when I was 30.
You ready? Let's go!
Happy Monday. Hope you had a great weekend. Checking out of the W here. Love the pool and with some interesting shrubbery and really killer pool. It's my favorite pool in Singapore. Try to get out here on the weekends for some relaxation. And it's Monday now, so getting back in the grind. Ironically, there's a DT Ph.D. podcast episode that's new. I will link to it in the bio. It's on hotels. It's entitled You Are a Hotel, and it's on a powerful metaphor that will help unlock understanding of success in dating and relationships. So check it out, DT Ph.D. podcast, and very hectic weekend, a little bit behind on things. So it's Monday, and it's back to the grind. Happy Monday wherever you are. Go kick it.
All of that's happening in the unconscious. He doesn't know why he's doing these things. And for many men, they don't know why they're afraid of, like in Singapore, I'm here in Singapore here, and it's pretty easy for me without doing anything at all, just speaking in my voice, just to intimidate dudes. Right? I have to take this active effort to like slouch and shit and like just chill out, so that you don't get triggered. That is if I care not to trigger you. That's your problem. Understanding you, why you do what you do, why you want certain things, why you don't do what you say you want. Okay, that's human motivation, broadly speaking. Why do you do what you right? So understanding you is the power of self-awareness, right? It's not like it doesn't make sense to you, right? There's no rational explanation for it beyond diving into the unconscious. Bringing the unconscious in then opens up this whole world. That's in the unconscious. That's happening in your unconscious.
A week ago, Tony Robbins did Unleash the Power Within in San Jose, and he was talking about human needs, and a woman stood up and started being an activist for metoo witch hunts, and Tony Robbins was helping her out, showing that the women who weren't themselves victims of sexual assault or using the movement as a way to get power were just victimizing themselves. Someone posted an 11-minute clip, but I'm sure he worked with her probably for a half hour or more. But they posted an 11-minute clip where he was working with her on this, and then it got taken out of context. I saw a bunch of other clips that were heavily edited on YouTube, but there was one that I shared on my Facebook page that I don't think it was edited, but the sound is really poor. It's just literally somebody putting up their phone and filming it. And then in Twitter, he just got roasted, destroyed by people who hated him already, you could tell. And a lot of people who were at the event said it was being completely taken out of context. About like a week or so since the event happened, and then it got posted. So, while that was happening, I was like, you go, Tony Robbins. I mean, he's just telling the truth. Like, you can go look it up, the actual clip. Make sure you get the unedited version, not like Social Justice Warrior edited clips, but just like a continuous 11-minute video. I think the woman who was talking, she posted the continuous clip, though I didn't see the whole thing. I just saw that the few minutes that they were referring to. Anyway, he just posted an apology, and it's actually quite hedging, but the first paragraph is pretty explicit. His profound admiration for the movement, I agree with the goals of the movement. The goals of the movement are great. I mean, of course, if someone committed a crime and assaulted people, they should pay for it. But when the movement devolves into a witch hunt, which is largely what it has done, and making males apologize on behalf of males, obviously wrong, right? And so I'm looking in the Facebook comments where he posted the original post, and I think it's mostly people who hate him, but who already hated him and just piling on, which is easy to do to a polarizing figure like that. But there was the people who are actually at the event, they all say, like just scrolling through it, here's one from Shannon. I was at UPW. I think what you said was taken out of context and blown up by people ready to be offended by anything. I am a survivor. I was very happy you said exactly what you did because you were 100% correct. There are quite a few of these. I don't know but there's a lot. There are a lot more haters. Tony, I think there were a lot of people who didn't, who misinterpreted what you said. It seemed clear to me that you support the movement while discouraging the embrace of victimhood. Love what you're doing and wish you didn't have to explain yourself like this. And it's just sad when you can bully somebody like Tony. But there you go.
If you have a human brain, and if we were to take a DNA test and you test it as a Homo sapien, you have all of those fucking archetypes in your brain.
So what I meant by potential is not really normal, but excessive.
Well, not everyone can access it anytime because they suck. They're immature. They have trauma. They have blockages and all kinds of other things. They haven't taken the guided meditations. So they've never known what it's like to be a warrior. They've only known what it's like to be a bully or a grandstander or a hero or something. But is it potential in everyone? Yeah. I think you can say, like, is it potential in every baby to embody every single one of those, not just 8, but including the shadows? Yeah, absolutely. It's in part of our DNA, according to you, which I think is possible.
You're saying that you're mature, you're essentially able to call out any part of yourself one command simply because you've trained it and used it so many times. Is that correct?
Okay, so this is good. I have not heard it in this language before. Usually it's in the language of healing, wholeness, fulfillment. But you guys are talking about it as if it's like you're in a video game and you have 8 superpowers, and when the bad guy comes, you're going to be able to call on this weapon, and then you're going to drop this and get this weapon. You're thinking of it like, can I use them to fuck more girls, or make more money, or get that girl at the office? It's bizarre. Of course not. All of the literature that teaches this, none of it couches it in machiavellian terms. It's never about how do I use it for some other purpose. So there's a podcast I'm waiting so that Henry Chung and I, our schedules will coincide because we've been sitting on valuing something for its own sake versus valuing it for what it can do for you. So you guys are looking at these archetypes as instrumental so that you can get whatever the fuck else you want to get. That's wrong, and because of that you will never get these powers. It's sort of like those Harry Potter things or Lord of the Rings, like the one who wants the ring will never hold it. Right? And the one who has it is the one who hates it, wants to get rid of it until the very end. If you are thinking of using the type, you're not the king. Right? You're a shadow king. If you're looking to use the warrior to get more sex or to make yourself look sexier, you're not a warrior. You're the shadow of the warrior. Right? This is like in the Captain America first movie, the first Avenger, where all of these strong, tall, tough guys wanted to get the serum, and the doctor chose this tiniest, smallest guy because he would value it intrinsically, whereas the big guys would use the powers for something else. And I guess you could say Captain Rogers used something good, but he is already good. So if you strip away his powers, you know, like they do for Iron Man, like he loses his suit, and he freaks out, you know, literally freaks out and stuff. But then he figures out, oh, the suit is just, I am the superpower, right? The suit is just a means for something. So the king and the warrior is you, right? It's not some suit you put put on. As soon as you put it on as a suit, it's a shadow. So instrumental and intrinsic, you'll be able to see that you you can call out various parts of yourself and have more control and regulate them. But they're still you. Like, so the worst thing you can do is start to see your parts as false selves that you use instrumentally. Right? Because then you're just living behind personas all the time. Like when girls tell guys, be yourself, the guys don't know who they are. What's myself? Right? The biggest benefit from yesterday should be something like find happiness, joy, fulfillment, wholeness, harmony in your life. To appeal to young boys is sort of like how we sell Tonka trucks and video games, right? Power, the word power really appeals to kids, right? It's the power of self-awareness. How to get all the power, sex, how to get the women, how to get the money, right? Status. As long as you're after those things and you're reading therapy books to get those things, you'll always be operating from a shadow persona. You become the king because that's what's needed. It's an intrinsically enjoyable, valuable